What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Showtime is Blaze again with King's Critiques, and we're back with Spy Family and The Grudge. And, well, last episode, the operation that sent Loid into work and Yuri at the same time ended in quite a situation, with honestly most of our important characters having their lives in danger. Between Loid and Yuri and Fiona, all their lives were quite at risk. However, due to whatever power Fiona tapped into to go, psycho like she did, things perhaps went well. But we'll see to what point as soon as I hit the play button. That said, let me know your thoughts on whatever you think of everything to do with show, things I say, or whatever else in the comment section before or after the fact. Hit the like button, subscribe, let the whole video run through, limit the watch time, and let's get into it. Before the intro ends, I will say, anyone who doesn't want something similar to this is crazy. Because, personally, I do hate kids. But if what happened in the other episode says anything, I am definitely feeling the vibe of a nice family situation is definitely what's desired. Like, yeah, I have a lot of perverted statements and thoughts, of course, who doesn't? But that's really not the all of what I want. The all of what a lot of men, especially these days, do want is that. Now, granted, I'm exposed to this side of TikTok to where it argues that women are not quite that way, but like I always say, free to argue in the comment section. But since I don't have any recognized women that watch my content consistently, at least by analytics. But that's just a small thought process of the main statement being, I don't want family to, be able to enjoy. Nothing has to be big, nothing has to be huge, but I honestly, in my growing old age, and listen, anime is the one that said that 30s is old, and honestly, at the way that people's lives progress before the age of 30, I'm starting to agree. Like, more than just in a joking sense. Yeah. They basically just explained it the My Hero Academia way. If you unlock all of your strength using 100% of your brain, muscle, and some messed up shit's gonna go down, even though you might be super strong. So she just might break another limb or two if it means keeping this guy down. Yeah, she might only have one arm, but she still has two legs. Okay, I did not expect her to use her broken limbs as weapons. Honestly, again, go Fiona. She was about to just headbutt him and crush his skull. Like, she was fucking ready. Yeah, that honestly was part of my question too, is if he heard your whole devoted speech. Granted, he is pretty much aware to a point of how she feels about him, but yeah. Yeah, I don't think he heard any of it, even if he cared enough to have heard it. Yeah, he has no clue what she wants to say. But hey, just let him say what he's gonna say, so maybe she'll calm down. Okay, at least that's your commander and not Yuri's commander. You can see the look in her eyes being carried by him. Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, that's not a princess carry, it's a fireman's carry, but sure. I only broke my toes and fibula. I think that second one is probably the worst part of it. Toes you might be able to continue to walk with. The fibula? Pretty sure if that's broken, you might be struggling. So there is the unfortunate part about one of your men has been got, but I'm sure it'll be fine, right? Yeah, Fiona's feeling it now. Are you feeling it now, Fiona? Yeah, you're just got into her own head because of her coworkers. It's not a real fight. She's just strange. You know, the crazy part is he probably gonna realize after stepping through, or almost about to step through the door. I don't know why I tripped over my words so much. That he's like, wait, this is all from the mission. What do I mean coming home? Why am I worried about coming back here? Do I like these people? Meanwhile, her reaction to him coming home was a lot more passive than he thought it might be. Probably because after, seeing that he was actually going into work, she calmed down a little bit. That something to that effect could actually be believable, because even in the line of work of a therapist, some people probably get out of hand. A reason why I take all of my appointments on video call if I'm allowed to, because you never know when I could just, if they say something too much. Yeah, you're explaining the reasoning behind her fit this morning is just leaving him even more. He's cross-eyed from that, honestly. Actually, could you even call that cross-eyed? Because that's not like cross-eyed, that's like up and down-eyed. And now they're all sorts of wobbly and spacey. that I don't think that would give her something to gripe about, all things considering, because you just passed out again. And that's probably the second time within a month compared to what happened with Anya, so it's actually kind of funny, because that has one of the most amounts of views from all these episodes so far, and I'm pretty sure it's because it's probably a bunch of people who want to bitch about why the thumbnail is how it is, because people don't understand what a line and a circle mean. What the fuck are you doing back here, Yuri? Didn't you just get the shit kicked out of you by Twilight earlier? That's the most awkward kind of situation, considering it was them that hurt each other, more or less. Well, okay, he got more hurt by the other blonde guy, but I digress. Oh, he just noticed how Loid's injured. Well, that's a bit intrusive, don't you think, Yuri? Honestly, they have very good makeup or, infirmary people at Wise, don't they? Yeah, no, they're both like, Yuri, what the fuck, man? Yep, makeup. They didn't even patch up his wound, by the way. There's still a bullet hole in there. He probably should have seen an infirmary of some kind. Yuri can't even make tea right. Never mind, she was ironing. Okay, apparently cooking's not the only thing she can't do correctly, but it's fine. It's fine. She'll figure it out. Meanwhile, he's all ready to be, protecting himself and her and anyone else he needs to 24/7. And yeah, he's in his home. He doesn't need to have his guard up that high. Can somebody get this guy out of here, by the way? Like, I know they saved him just the other episode to benefit Loid's future, but can we get this guy out of here? She wants nothing to do with him, and I do not blame her. That sure would. Yeah, I kind of knew. Like, come on, the hair, that was enough to give her away. Yeah, I mean, Twilight can move. He's just being emotionally exhausted by his wife. Okay, but to be fair, she does look good in it. This is why I say she is obviously within the top 3 most attractive women of the show. Sometimes with a personal bias, not sure if it's her over your over her, but let me know your opinions. It could be. The way she's training to be your actually helping her, though. W, I guess? Did she just pat Fiona on the head? No, but like, the way you can notice the change in expression on Fiona between this moment of her usual stern, resting bitch face to what the hell are you doing, handler, is kind of crazy. Probably. Honestly, like, you don't make it very secret. She is. Someone needs an exorcist for that sink. Why is there a screwdriver in there? Why? Actually, you know what? The mallet I can give more reasoning to than the screwdriver. Why is there a screwdriver in the sink? What was she doing? Now that she's awake, she knows what's happening. And yeah, your dad's kind of a badass. Yo, eggs? Maybe I should Google how to use that omelet thing I bought. Pretty sure the king of feats is Quentin Tarantino. Okay, that's kind of cute. Like, Bond saw her gushing over the lion plushie and did that. That's kind of cute, honestly. I don't think he can mimic an elephant or a giraffe. Kind of impressive, honestly. He's trying. He tried a little too hard. He might hurt himself trying to do that. He looks more like a llama, but I appreciate yours ingenuity. Actually, Anya might be correct on that, and I might be wrong. Honestly. Like, point for the 6-year-old. You do know that his family's home, right? Frankie's already pretty floofy. Why do I think that's the exact haircut his mother probably gave him for many years going through school? Meanwhile, Loid's trying to take a nap, and they're all yelling in there. Man looks dead. Which honestly he almost was, but yeah, no, he's just out. Nope, he's not fucking dealing with it. Okay, but post-credits in Anya's dream state, this is a fantastic imagery. Flintstones, big Flintstones. Now the outro actually makes more sense. Okay, so watching the outro, I've noticed Bond is a bunch of different animals, and now it makes sense. It was like predetermining during Anya's dream state. And there's the winged one that I noticed specifically. Okay, but this is the kind of Dr. Seuss like shit that should be shown to kids nowadays, instead of half the stuff that is. Because this is entertaining as hell. You don't need any sort of dramatic plot, any, real world kind of nonsense, just silliness. I think that is good enough to leave as the end of the video is them recapping the season in their little imagery. So, like, small process more on the what if scenario of what just happened recently. What if he had killed Yuri in that instance when he would have had the chance to? Would it have ended up as bad as he might have thought and, like, broke Yuri's heart to learn that her brother is dead and, shook the entire foundation of Operation Strix? Or would they have kept his death quiet and she just learned about it at a later date after not being able to get in contact with him? Well, suppose these are thoughts that don't need to be had because it didn't quite go that route, did it? Loid did the right thing and kept Yuri alive because that's what Yuri would have wanted. However, it did almost bite him in the ass because man came into his house earlier than expected and almost caught him with his injury. Which, hopefully he got some proper help for, because he still had that bullet wound in there. Now I suppose it's a matter of, what else is left for this, operation? Is it going to be explored if we get a Season 4? I think we're supposed to get a Season 4, so... Actually, we are. When I was trying to grab the tags for YouTube, I did see a Season 4 listed as a sequel to Season 3, so... Hopefully that continues and carries on as planned. As for what could happen during the next season, well, more improvements on Anya and Damien's friendship, I would assume. Perhaps more improvements as far as Loid and Yuri as an actual married couple. Because again, I've said a few times, I would hope that by the end of this, if nobody dies, they just stay a thing, because they're working just fine together. But you can let me know your thoughts about any other what ifs I might be able to discuss in a separate video, maybe a side short or something. Any of your own thought processes on that kind of stuff, whether to do with your what ifs, the series up to this point, of course, about any other shows, movies, etc. I should check out this season, next season, or in general. Please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to hit the other channels in the description, ring bells like Facebook, follow Twitter, Blue Sky, TikTok, Patreon, and Twitch. Thank you to the subscribers that have subscribed so far to watch the unedited footage or possible controversial takes that I remove from some of these episodes. And stay tuned to the followers for Patreon for future uploads involving scripted videos, gameplay that isn't the gacha or Pokemon stuff, and whatever else I might have come to mind. Similar for reasons to stay tuned to the TikTok. And leave down below your thoughts of, should I start doing Instagram too? Maybe keep to TikTok and Instagram, not even YouTube short and series. I don't know, it's an idea. Let me know your thoughts on that. Till next time, though, it's been the Blaze Again with Kritique. Out for now. Peace.